Welcome to the Michael and Riley podcast. I am John Howard, a media producer. You can find me at Michael and Riley on any social media out there. Today, I have 2/3 of the Kooyman real estate team. I originally met them down in Pella, but now they stretch from Pella all the way to the Des Moines Metro.
Oh, yes.
Welcome, Mariah.
Thank
and
you.
Kathy, who's sitting in the background. We've been working together almost since I started.
Yeah, it's been about 4 years because right when I got my license, we started working together.
It was just before that.
Okay,
It was actually it was before that because at the first listing that I shot for you guys, you were there, kind of help stage and move around, and really green.
You're really green.
Just, new to I guess the process, or at least that's the way it felt for me. And I know that over the next time until you got your license, I know there was I know your mom and I talked about she went and took the test, yada yada, those sort of things. But when did you get your license?
I got my license. It will be 4 years in May.
Okay.
So kind of COVID was still hanging on there a little bit because I remember I had to wear a mask during my test. I had to wear headphones and a mask. It was really intense, but I passed, and that's what matters.
Yeah. Yeah. No. As being one of the newer realtors that I've sat down with, what is now? Obviously, you've kind of grown up in the business because your family's been in the business for how long, Kathy? How long have you been in the business, Kathy?
22 years.
22 years. Okay, so you've been around the business for a long time.
Yes.
What were some of the things that stepping into the business that you had expectations of, but either the reality met the expectations or the reality was something completely different?
That's a great question. I think looking back, a lot of people think it's a lot of showing pretty houses, and every single day you're in and out these mansions. And as much as I would love for that to be the truth, I do get to see a lot of beautiful homes, but you have to really be on top of your law and ethics side of things because there's a lot of paperwork involved. And so I would say there's not quite as much of, seeing all the beautiful homes as I expected. I mean, I do get to tour a lot of homes because, we do a lot of videos together, and I do some outside of that. But I would say just a lot more paperwork and also maintaining relationships. That's a huge part of what I love. I'm a people person, and so, that's what a lot of people don't see behind the scenes is you're constantly talking to past clients and friends and family and just maintaining the relationships and always staying top of mind.
Sure. Now, we've talked recently that you're trying to build awareness around those high dollar listings, right? And we've been in a couple homes that are $1 million, multi-million-dollar residences. Have you ever struggled to get into one of those listings to be able to create content?
As far as like the listing agent, or what do you mean?
Just in general, hoops you had to step through, somebody being unwilling to let you, get in, anything like that?
Yeah, there's been a couple instances. I think I had one where, they only wanted people who were interested in purchasing the home, which is understandable. And there are occasions where I've asked if I could tour or do a video in the home, and sometimes just for safety reasons, they'll say that the home is occupied even if it's vacant. So sometimes I double check if it looks like someone's living in the home. So there are cases like that. And sometimes they've just said no, and I respect that. But fortunately, I have been able to do a lot of tours.
Have you ever had any issue getting into a new construction home?
Yes. There's been some times where, I've been in a new construction development and they say the lockbox is in one place and then it's like 5 doors down.
Sure.
Sometimes this construction zones can be a little bit messy.
The one nice thing about those developments, at least what I've found, because I've run into that too, where they say, well, the lockbox here, no, it's not.
I know.
It was 3 doors down. But the same key works for a lot of them.
Yes.
But how about like doing videos and stuff like that in new construction homes? Have you ever had any issues getting somebody to sign off on that?
No.
No.
Knock on wood.
Right. So in terms of your marketing, because you and I have done video almost on every single home that you have listed, and we've worked together. What has that done for your business? I mean, and maybe Kathy, you can chime in here because you were in the business prior to the video marketing. You know, how has your business changed since Mariah stepped in and started doing all of this media, social media, videos, tours, all those things?
Well, it's definitely helped increase our business. You know, we bring in buyers from all over. We've had a buyer come from Colorado from one of Mariah's videos. We've had another one come from Minnesota. And then the other one we had was a listing that we had that was a $2.1 million home that basically lived in the next town over and pulled up their phone and saw the listing and from her video and made the appointment and we sold it.
Nice. And so tell me a little bit about that one. Is that the barndominium that we shot?
Yes, that was the barndominium on, I think it was like 20 or 30 acres. And that's something that I bring to the table is I have a background in marketing and broadcasting. So I run, you know, when you're on social media and you see those creepy ads and you're like, I was just thinking about that. And then an ad pops up. So that's part of what I do. And that's what happened. They were, you know, in the market for a barndominium and wanted to build in the country. And like Kathy said, they were standing out there and all of a sudden, next thing you know, a video that you had done, but I'd boosted an ad for, popped up on their phone. And so, you know, so they saved all of that time having to build from scratch, and they ended up purchasing our home. So we represented the buyer and the seller on that transaction. Yeah,
that was one of my most fun shoots.
That was a good one.
The house was beautiful. It was decorated. There was a lot of things to play with, and were we there for 1 day or 2?
2.
I think we were there for 2.
Yeah, there was one night where you were there for probably 7 or 8 hours because we shot during the day and then waited until night to get some drone shots and twilight shots.
Well, and we did video at twilight too. So yeah, still shots at twilight and video at twilight. Yeah, the one thing that sticks out to me from that shoot was when you slipped down the hill.
Oh, I forgot about that. I don't even think I was wearing heels. I think we were just walking to get something in the backyard, and it was like, whoop.
We were walking to do a little like walking piece with the back of the house, and
that's so funny. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I still have all of those clips.
Oh, good. Great.
But other than that, it was a really interesting house too because it had that secondary like 1-bedroom studio apartment in the garage.
Yes. They called it the guest suite.
Is that what it was intended for?
I believe so. Yeah. I think they said, you know, people could Airbnb it if they wanted to, but
it'd be a little weird to walk in
into
their garage. You'd almost have to put an entrance in the back.
Yeah, I agree. So that would be a nice little area for guests.
Yeah.
They didn't want to stay in the main part of the home.
What do you love most about social media and the creation of everything that you post?
I would say gaining inspiration from all the creators I see. That is by far the favorite part of my job, is planning the videos and bringing that creative aspect to it. Like I said, I have a background in marketing and a little bit of broadcasting, so not only like the fun videos that I get to make, but just the storytelling that's the end goal for me. Is I'm not just making a listing video. I don't want to stand there and say, this is 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,200 square feet. For me, it's the experience of it all. And, how do I want this video to be received? How do I want to make other people feel? You're not just buying a home. You are buying an experience. The staircase is where you're going to see your children go off for prom. The backyard is where you're going to, throw a ball back and forth with your kids. That's what I'm trying to sell, and that's really at the end of the day what I'm trying to get across.
Or doing the Sound of Music spin in the backyard.
Or Sound of Music. It never hurts to incorporate a little Broadway,
right?
In my opinion.
Right. So of all the listings that we have shot and created out, what's your favorite?
Oh, how do I choose? That is definitely up there. Oh my goodness. My favorite video we've done. I'm trying to think. As far as listings, I would probably say that one's my favorite, that acreage in Knoxville. Just because it was so unique and there was so much history behind it, not only with the owners, but every little detail from the pizza oven to the screened-in porch. And, there was just so much detail in it. And like you said, I loved singing the Sound of Music. I had my Julie Andrews moment.
Yeah.
She's an icon. But as far as video, that was my favorite listening video. But I loved the video we did for oh my gosh, what was it called? I need to restart this sentence. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. I loved the video that we did downtown for the new high-rise luxury condo building that was coming. I mean, that one was just done so incredibly well. I mean, all of your videos are, but there was just something about that felt so elevated, and I felt really in my element that day. And every time I look back, it's just such a cool video. I mean, we were on the top of the building for that one shot, and there's so many cool angles, and it was just a great video.
Yeah. No, you have certainly brought or have challenged me in what I can create, which I love. It just may take me a little bit of time to put the whole video together sometimes.
I like unique videos.
But it's definitely one of those things that, and we talked about this maybe a week ago, but a video is there to present the house, right? The issue I see in probably 98% of the videos that are put out there, the 2% being the ones that I think are really working, are merely there either to sell the house or for entertainment. So they're literally just saying, hey, here's the house, here's what it is, come check it out. And that video, once the house sells, that video really has no purpose other than entertainment value.
Exactly.
Right? And if all it is, hey, here's this 4-bedroom, 3-bath house, come check it out, is there really entertainment video?
Exactly.
Now, I did see one that another realtor did. He did a parody of like Cousin Eddie from Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase.
I don't think I've seen that.
It's Sean Asada. You should go and watch it. It's an absolutely hilarious video. He but I had shot this listing for another agent. And so when the video popped up, I'm like, wait a minute. I recognize that house. And he did this whole Cousin Eddie parody, just like cigar, bathrobe, boxers type thing through that. It was beautifully done, masterfully edited. It was an entertainment video, right? Okay, great. Now the home has sold. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. But that video, once the house is sold, is still, in my mind, dead.
Mm-hmm.
As a realtor, as somebody in the real estate industry, I would imagine that those videos should be relevant for more than just the time that house is listed.
100%.
Right? And so what are some things that you have tried to bring into the videos to make them relevant over a longer period of time?
Something that you've really helped me with is not only highlighting the home, but highlighting the area, because, you're not only buying the house just for the house, but for the lifestyle it brings, whether that's the schools it's nearby, shopping, dining, whatever it may be. That's something you've really helped me incorporate and think about when I'm creating the videos. So I think that's something that, can be repurposed. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Well, when somebody like Googles the town,
Exactly.
right? Okay, great video, town, here's a realtor, but now that realtor knows about the town.
Exactly. Right? Just like the 595 tower we did. We highlighted Prime and Providence, and it's a cool condo, but it's really convenient. It's close to so many areas in West Des Moines, so really just highlighting what's around the home as well.
For sure. When it comes to, well, let's back up. There are 3 people on the team, right? You, your mom, Kathy, and your dad, Doug. Each of you kind of plays a unique role in the whole process, which I kind of wish Doug was here too, because
he would be entertaining.
but we'd be here for 5 hours.
Yeah.
So the way I understand it, Doug handles a lot of the showings. Am I correct? Kathy, you're kind of behind the scenes, paperwork, negotiations, those sort of things. And then Mariah, you're
marketing,
face of the business.
Yes, I do back end stuff too, but mainly marketing.
Mainly the marketing. How has your unique, that's a really, I don't know if it's unique, but it's, how does that work? Where are there any like overlapping like frustrations where something's not working in that?
No, we're 3 people, but we really work as one unit. And it really, we're such a powerhouse team, and it all works. We're family, so there are some times where
it all just kind of fell together. We never started out saying, oh, Mariah's going to do this, and Doug's going to do this, and Kathy's going to do this.
It kind of just fell into place.
Just kind of fell. It's like we all kind of have our niche, and that's how it works.
And it's great. I've worked with all 3 of you over the last 5 years, and you're fun to be around, and we throw banter back and forth. And the one thing that I've always appreciated with working with you guys is if you see something that's not right, you're going to say something about it. Whether it's the house, whether it's something I've said or I've done where I've stuck my foot in my mouth. It's not, well, see you later, I'm on to the next photographer. It's like, hey, we're working together. This was not right. Let's not do that again.
Yeah, and that's just part of life is, communicating, and that's all part of relationships.
It's interesting. I just got off the phone with a client before we walked in the door, and that was pretty much what the conversation was about as well. Like,
some frustrations.
There were some frustrations going on, and we just need to talk it through. But nobody was walking away. We just need to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that, and the one thing that I really appreciate about that is, you even mentioned it. I've pushed you to do something, right? To bring something extra to what you're doing, and I've tried to do that with other agents. And I no longer work with those agents. You
always push me to think outside of the box too, because, like I said, if I don't have all my lines perfected, I get a little nervous sometimes. But I do appreciate, even if we're on the shoot, like, maybe you should do this instead. And so even if I'm a little nervous in the moment, 9 times out of 10, it turns out better than I expected.
Sure. You mean like wolf range?
Okay, please go watch my 595 video and really appreciate the paneled fridge and freezer and the 6-range appliances. Thank you. That's all.
In the hidden pantry.
The hidden pantry.
Yeah, and the hidden pantry, which we didn't use the clip that Kathy helped out with.
Sorry, Mom.
But you guys do an exceptional job of prepping houses for me to be there. I know that back in the early days, there would be a lot of times where we'd walk in and, we'd spend 10, 15 minutes just moving stuff, getting it hidden, getting those last minute things. Kathy, I remember one time you just left stuff in the middle of the floor and was like, hey, this stuff needs to be hidden, for showings and stuff like that. Let's just get it out of the way. So I really appreciate the attention to detail when getting ready for me to come in and do the shoots. What are some things when you're working with a listing client that are, for the most part, non-negotiable? Like, hey, I need you to get this done before we list the house.
Depersonalizing is a huge one, to kind of piggyback off of what you said, because it's really an experience. We want people looking at the house to show up, and when they open the door, we want them to say, wow, this home is incredible. I mean, everything from, hiding the scale, hiding, just all those little things, because when you come in here, it is all about the experience. At this home, you relax. The TV's on, the fireplace is on. This is the home that you relax in and you enjoy and you can entertain in, or whatever you want to do. And we don't want people to come in and see the current owner's stuff. We want them to see the home and envision their self living in the home.
And all their stuff.
Exactly.
That's why those counters need to be clean.
Exactly. Yes. So even though that, depersonalizing can be a hard conversation, I really think it will benefit them in the long run.
Have you ever had a client really push back on that?
Not that I can think of. I can't really think of one instance where most clients are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
We've been very fortunate with a lot of great clients. Hopefully a lot of future great future clients.
A lot of people who choose us because
they know what we bring to the table.
What we bring to the table. They've seen other homes that we've sold, and that's part of our listing presentation. Do you know what I mean? Up front, these are what our expectations are. So if they choose us, they know what they're getting into.
They know that that's going to be part of it.
That's part of it.
I mean, because, when we're talking about potentially listing, we have a whole marketing and listing presentation. So they know exactly what to expect beforehand.
Well, and something else we haven't talked about is we do staging. I mean, not a lot. We don't bring in couches and tables and whatnot, but we'll bring in bedspreads and towels and knickknacks and try and make the house show better.
Mm-hmm.
And move them from room to room if we need to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does make a difference every now and then.
Doug does the showings. The majority of them.
Yeah, we all show.
Well,
it just depends.
No, I'm just trying to keep the dynamic right in my head as I'm asking the questions, because when it comes to working with buyers and today's market, which we are mid-February 2026 for just the market, where the market's at. What are some things that working with buyers that I guess surprise them in the market, or is a common thing that you're sharing with a buyer when they have questions before you're going out and showing them houses, whether it be, within the last 5 years or just because of the market we're in today?
The first thing that comes to my head is pricing. We're really honest when it comes to pricing and doing our market analysis, because a lot of people, think it's still 2022 and they're going to get $30,000 more than, what they're asking. And we're not going to tell someone a higher price just to get the listing, because at the end of the day, you need to price it right, and that will hopefully sell it faster.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, I mean, you don't see a lot of our signs around town because we do what we do well. We go in, we prep it, we price it right, we sell it.
Yeah, we have a
We
pretty,
don't,
pretty quick
the
process.
majority of our listings do not linger on the market. I say the majority of them do not linger on the market.
Well, there's always going to be that oddball, right?
When we first started working with you,
Mm-hmm.
and you were out of town visiting your sister, and we had a new listing, and so we hired another photographer.
Mm-hmm.
And he walked in the door and went around and shot everything, and I said to him, wow, that was fast. And he said, I don't get paid to be slow. Well, needless to say, we never called him again. And when you got back, you reshot everything for us.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
one of
did.
the things we really appreciate you is your attention to detail. I mean, like you said, we're always challenging each other to be better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we stay with you, is because if something's out of place, you're going to move it.
Very much so. It's some of those little things that make you don't think it's going to make a difference, but
Mhm.
it definitely does make a difference just in, how clean the media is,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's not little distractions in
Exactly.
the photos.
Yeah, 100%. And, that looks good for us as a team by bringing our A game with photos and videos. But, we've had other agents reach out to us and ask who we use because the quality is so high. And this is so something I forgot that if you want to add this. So talking about the videos earlier, you said, some videos, yeah, you can do a cute themed video, but they're not going to stand the test of time.
Mm-hmm.
That is a plus, is to have videos that will stand the test of time. But a lot of our videos too are a keepsake for sellers
Mm-hmm.
because, they did create great memories in that home and live there at whatever point in time. Like, we just had a seller, their house is pending, and they live in Indonesia, and they wanted me to send them the video to show all of their friends and family there.
Mhm.
And so not only is it great for while they're showcasing the home while it's on the market, but, it's a keepsake for the sellers as well to keep the memories and have that to look back onto as well.
Which one was that?
The one on West 3rd. It's the one where there was 2 living rooms. It's the white 2-story, and there was the sunroom with all the plants, and then the screened-in porch.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That one on the cul-de-sac.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, that was a fun house to do too. And your little walkthrough talking about the unique things
Mm-hmm.
in the house. I think I told you this, but I've been trying to get you to do that with me for quite some time. Just walking through the house, kind of talking through
Mm-hmm.
what the house is. But I thought that was a great thing for you to do
Mm-hmm.
outside of the video that we produced.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the video, I've seen a lot of creatives in my industry, even in real estate, want to go back to horizontal video.
Mm-hmm.
What are your takes on vertical versus horizontal video?
I'm never going back to horizontal. I mean, I have it on video, so maybe I'll go back, but it just seems outdated to me. And, we're to be the best of the best in this industry, and so, we're always on our phones.
Mm-hmm.
It only makes sense to me. I don't know. Every time I see those, I think it just makes the house look, flat. There's just something about the horizontal video or the vertical video that I like.
Like being able to, are you mean like being able to see so much sky, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just like it better.
Okay. All right. What has been something in your career that you have had to push through and develop a skill in as being a realtor?
Something that I work on a lot is overcoming objections, because I make a lot of cold calls and I talk to a lot of people about buying and selling and whatnot. And so that's something I'm working on a lot, is role-playing cold calls and different conversations because, this is just an example, but if I'm talking to someone about selling, they're like, oh, but we have a 2% interest rate. I need ways to come back and rebuttals for all the different conversations I'm going to have.
Yep.
That's something I have worked on a lot over the years.
So what is the conversation like when somebody's talking about, well, why would I sell? I'm paying 2.5% right now, and rates are in the 5s, 6s, 7s, wherever they're.
I give away my secret lines.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But are you having a lot of those conversations with potential sellers right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
What percentage of people that you're talking to are planning to stay where they're at currently because of, they did get in on those low rates?
Hard to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're getting past that. That was a tougher conversation in 23 and 24.
Yeah, that was just an example. But
yeah.
I don't know what percentage, to be honest.
Okay. Is it like right now, is it 50-50? Is it 25%?
I would say like 20%.
Okay. So pretty low right now in the number of people that you're
that's
talking
just
to.
like when I talk about cold calling, that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's, I mean, I can see that being a sticking point because their dollar certainly isn't going to go as far as it would, keeping that 2% rate. Hey, Kathy, when you're holding that microphone, hold it on the sides that's not green, because this next question is coming to you. And on the video, it's just going to be both of us just sitting here looking at her. Going to be like this. Okay. Flip it around for me, would you? Because the mic is actually pointing this direction. There you go. Okay, Kathy. So you've been in the business 22 years. I imagine there have been a number of unique experiences in the business. What's one or two that stick out in your mind of either being surprised by something, whether it be a showing, a listing, or, just part of the real estate business?
Oh, that's a good one. Probably the one that stands out in my mind the most is the gentleman who built his own casket.
Oh, right.
And had it in the shop in the basement. And after the listing presentation, we sat down and visited, and I said, okay, now we need to talk about the elephant in the room.
Okay.
I said, that needs to disappear.
Like, why do you have a casket in your basement?
That needs to disappear before we do any showings. And every time we showed the house, I knew it was in the basement. It was up against the wall with this
tarp over it.
Tarp over it. And it was like, I knew it was there. But yeah, that was probably one of them. It seems like there's been one other one recently that was just something that was like, oh, now we have something to talk about, but I can't remember what it was.
So is this fairly recently then?
It was probably a year or two
in the
ago.
last 5 years, last 3 to 5 years, the casket. Yeah.
That was like 2 years
I don't want to
ago.
give it away because I don't want anybody to know which house it was.
Yeah.
Was it recently that we all kind of laughed about and said, well, now we have a story to tell?
All right. Well, Kathy, while you're thinking about that, what is something, whether you either cover it in your listing presentation or, is part of the listing process that your clients are surprised about?
All of the detail that goes into the marketing. I think a lot of times sellers have no idea the work that we put into it behind the scenes. And a lot of that is the experience I bring to the table. I've been very fortunate to have a lot of really cool experiences and internships. Like, for example, when I was in college, I lived in Chicago for a semester. I have to give them a shout out. I worked for, it was called Indie Rap, and they were called a cinematic marketing firm. And so I had some amazing experiences. I did a campaign for Bumble while I was working for them, a really popular protein bar, and I just got to be behind the scenes. I also worked for uh, some video shoots for Matt Laracy. He's a really big realtor in the Chicago area. And so having that experience really, gave me a strong start in this industry because I knew going into it that I wanted to do video and marketing. And so when I tell them about all the experiences I've had, they, 9 times out of 10 people are just really shocked by that because they don't expect it.
Sure.
And I also interned for Des Moines Symphony, a really cool business here in town, and had some amazing opportunities with them as well.
So what made you, did you know that you wanted to get into real estate when you were in school and doing these internships? So,
No.
so what made you want to get into real estate?
I would say my mom was probably
I would talk about how you were going to get into broadcasting and then COVID and.
Well, I'm going to get into that.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I would say at the end of the day, my mom was my biggest inspiration. We always joke that I've been a realtor in training since I was in 2nd grade because I would come along to open houses with her and color. And the funniest story we have is one time we were talking and she was like, "What kind of houses do you like?" And I don't remember exactly what I said, but I said I did not like split-level homes. It's like, how many 7 or 8-year-olds
Right.
can say that they don't like split-level homes? So I have to give credit to her for that. But ultimately, I knew I either wanted to be a talk show host someday or go into broadcasting. And, during COVID, when everything was shut down, that kind of killed that dream. But my mom was like, you should look into getting your real estate license. And so I was still working for IndieRap part-time after my internship while I was studying for my real estate test. And that's when video in real estate really started growing in the industry. And so it felt like the perfect fit. It felt like both of my worlds were colliding and I can do what I love and while learning about real estate, which was a newfound love at the time.
What do you enjoy most about it today?
Their creativity. I have a huge creative side to me, and so I love staying on top of video trends and marketing and seeing what effects are new and what I need to be doing because it always keeps me on my toes. I love a challenge, and so having to know, what's happening in the algorithm now, or what is this video trend now, or what should I be doing? Just really, that's what gets me out of bed in the morning knowing that it's never going to be the same. I love all the creativity that I get to do with my job.
I find myself doom scrolling real estate content.
It's very easy.
I'm sure you do too.
Yes.
Who currently catches your attention?
The biggest inspiration for me right now, her Instagram handle is Utah Real Estate Page.
Okay.
She does some insane videos out in Utah. She even had one listing video. It was this mansion. And the intro was her coming out on a helicopter and landing on the top of my house. Those are the videos I aspire to create. We're going to make it happen one day, okay?
I've always prided myself on thinking out of the box, like how could we make this happen?
100%.
Like I had a realtor that was listing, call it 80 acres. Okay. But the 80 acres was in Newton, and you can't fly a drone very high in Newton because the town is so small and the airport's right there because of the speedway. Well, I could only fly to 100 feet, and 80 acres at 100 feet, you're barely, reaching over the trees. You can't see. So I called up a couple pilot friends of mine, and I asked them how much it would cost to fly to Newton, circle this property a couple times, and fly back. And I called the realtor. I'm like, hey, this is what it's going to cost. And I stuck my camera, out the window and was taking shots of,
that's cool.
of the land out the window of the airplane because we were doing it at 1,000 feet. So you could really see the land versus just seeing it horizontally.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's, one of my favorite things about working together too is we're not just creating videos. We want something that is going to stop people in their tracks. I don't know the exact statistic, but I think they say on average, we get like 52 notifications a minute. So in this day and age,
Oh, wow.
I know, like we're constantly being bombarded with notifications. And so in this day and age, when people are always on their phone and we have a short attention spans, it's just a fact of life anymore. You need something that's going to stop people in their tracks and watch the video. That is one thing that I'm still working on is retention, because you know you can hook them in, but what are you going to do to keep people watching until the end?
If I was a realtor, I would rather have 200 views of somebody that's somewhere in my potential funnel than 100,000 views of people that aren't ever going to be in my funnel.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think a mix of both is good, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. A video here in central Iowa is going to do you no good if all the people are watching it are on the coast overseas, you know, and never going to be part of.
Unless it's one of my targeted ads that brings it about.
Right.
Then yes, by all means, please watch it.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. You know, when you bring in a buyer, that's somebody that is at least part of that funnel, right?
Yes.
If they're just watching it, great. You know, great. I got another view, and that's something that that can be boasted. But yeah, making sure that those views are in the funnel, and then trying to figure out that content and how to build that content to retain, you know, a longer view. But as long as I'd love to know how the algorithm works, but I wonder how long it takes them to watch the video to have your next piece of content show up on their feed.
Yeah.
Do you have any data on that?
I don't.
Okay. With as much information as you are willing to share,
Yes.
what part of your listing presentation are potential clients concerned about the most?
Potential
Commission.
client. What?
Commission. It's always
Yeah,
the
commission.
Always commission?
It boils down to commission.
Because we've had people work with us and they ask to cut our commission, and our line is always, well, what services do you want us to take away? Do you want me to take videos and photos with my cell phone and have it not look as good? Do you want me to market less so people don't see it? I mean, that's what I do. And then they're like, okay. Typically that works on them. They're like, okay, I see where you're coming from. Or
There
they
is one
decide
in particular where they chose another agent. It's still on the market.
exactly, and it looks like they took photos with their phone.
Yeah. Kitchen has a trash can in it.
Yes. So
One of my biggest pet peeves. Because that is something that,
it can be fixed so easily.
well, not even just fixed, but the next person coming in might choose a completely different spot for it. Right? So why put that image in their head that, hey, this is where your trash can has to go?
Yeah, I want people to envision themselves in the house, not.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Kleenex boxes, they drive me nuts. I'll move them or I'll edit them out 99% of the time.
Toilet lids open.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I cannot stand an open toilet lid.
Even when I've seen videos that I'm assuming realtors have shot by themselves when they walk into the bathroom and the toilet lid's up. And I want to just type, like, close the toilet lid. Or if I was recording this video, the toilet lid would be shut. Outside of somebody coming into the business and then being competition, what is something that they need to be prepared for stepping into the real estate industry?
You have to put your nose down and work if you're going to be successful. A lot of people get into it because they think it's going to be a good side gig, or they're going to have flexible hours. And you do make your own hours, but to an extent. But, you know, you have to be available for your clients at all times. I was going to say something else. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, you have to be consistent with all your systems and processes, and everything you do, you have to do it well. or you might as well not do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't just hope clients come to you. You have to, every day you wake up and you start your business again, over and over and over. And that's all there is to it.
I want to thank you for coming on today, making it here.
Thank you so much. This was so fun outside of our scope of normal videos.
Yeah, no, it's been a great way for me to connect with people that I work with and don't work with, because while you guys are with me at 99% of the shoots, not every realtor that I work with is. And so it's fun getting to know a little, some different sides to the people that I work with, and even the people that I don't work with that I know that are out there. So thank you for coming on today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This has been a blast.
We'll see you at the next listing, if not before.
Good. I'm sure I'll see you before.